Okay, so I was really quite keen then to just make sure I got those originals off my desk before I started doing this. So I'm going to just try and start a second now with folding this on the line that I can see in the image. Gosh, that is a good print as well, because it's even come out the same way on me. Now, obviously, you can't always guarantee that the mark is going to be the same. You know, this going to have been folded straight. So rather than try to fold straight, try to fold with the mark if you can. If there's a you know, if there is already a mark on there from where it's previously been folded, obviously don't try to look for things that aren't there. So there's a little bit of an inking on that edge there, so I'm just gonna I've got my two stains. I've got the walnut stain out, and I've also then got the vintage photograph. So I thought perhaps we'd try and see the differences between the two of those as well. And the one thing I would suggest as well is that you take off excess before applying it to these, because like I say, it's only a dusting. It's not, you know, sometimes when we heavily ink them, it's not about making it grungy, is what I'm trying to say. It's just literally to age. So there we are, we've got that mark there. And I'm guessing then the other one perhaps was on the back, because I think it was folded. Oh, it can't have been folded that way, can it? It must have been folded that way. Oh, we'll get there in a minute. I can see it now. There we are. And there's the mark there. Gosh, fancy him not folding that letter straight. I'll have to find out where my grandfather was when my great-grandfather sent in this letter, won't I? Those puppies. They're like, it's like having kids in there sometimes. The noises they make. Oi, you lot, keep it down now, come on. All the lovely ladies and gentlemen on YouTube trying to listen here, and you're squeaking away behind me. Oh, yes, I know. Right, okay, so scissors. I'm going to open them wide. I'm not cutting into the document. I'm simply going to scratch at it. And I am applying the gentlest amount of pressure here. But can you just see now how I've just, oh gosh, I hope you can see this now, how I've just literally disturbed the fibres on the end of the page. So that one there I haven't, and that one there I have. So I'm literally just tapping down it. These are great, these scissors, because they're really sharp, but the blade is small, so I'm not causing loads of damage with them. I mean, you know, you could probably do the same, have the same effect with perhaps a craft knife, or I wouldn't recommend you do this with a large pair of scissors unless you've got an incredibly steady hand, which I don't. So I'm just glad I spotted these on the desk. But because like I say, we're not taking chunks out, we're not digging into the document, we're just disturbing that fibre on the end, because a lot of paper years ago would have been taken from a larger sheet. So I'm just going to nick that corner there, because where it's scanned dark, and it just scanned dark because the piece of paper was missing. So I'm just going to simply snip that away there. There we are. As carefully as I can, and to just ruffle it around a bit so it looks like it's been torn. Listen to them, my goodness. They are getting lumpers now, they are. We're weighing them every morning, and if you can't hear them, I'm talking about the pups behind me, sorry. Not my kids. We're weighing them every morning just to keep an eye, and there's a little like chart table going on the whiteboard on the wall, just so we can see, you know, who's eating the best, and if anybody needs encouraging to eat, then that they'll be encouraged to eat. But it's funny, because we've had a couple of litters of puppies over the years, and I never had a litter where the pups are all the same size. It's fascinating. There's not a runt, which normally you would expect. So, because we did lose one, unfortunately, when they were born. It was the first one she had. but he was big, he was huge, he was stuck, I think, and he was a really big dog. But you know, the rest of them are all literally born within, I would say, 20 grams weight of each other. That's, you know, that was the spread of difference, so it's crazy. But it's nice that they are continuing to grow at the same rate as well. So she's been a very good mummy. She's doing it all, she is, bless her. She needs any help. There we are. Hey, I would say I'm pretty happy with that. So I haven't gone over the top. I haven't, you know, over inked. I've just literally gone around where I felt perhaps it would have benefited from a little bit of aging. You know, as I say, the document's been kept in pretty good condition, so there's no need for me to go over the top with it. Like I say, it's just little details like that, taking the thing around and then tearing little pieces out. I think that just makes all the difference. And again, like I say, with a letter, obviously it will have been folded because it will have been in an envelope, so perhaps just important to kind of put that back in. But I'm really pleased with that. That's ready now to go into my vintage journal, and yeah, that's ready for whoever then purchases that to have a copy of. So the telegram, now I can straight away see that the telegram was torn, so I'm going to start with that. I'm going to take that little chunk out at the bottom because it is annoying me a little bit, and I'm just going to return that there to the shape of the original document, because we don't want all that white on there, do we? And then by the looks of it, at some point or other, there's been a bit of tape put on this, so I do wonder if perhaps, obviously my grandmother's kept it all these years, I wonder if it got torn, because you see the big brown mark in the middle is from some old tape on there. So she's obviously fixed that. I wonder what happened there. So I'm just going to now take my scissors down again, and I'm just going to scratch away now at the edges of this. Now, this document is quite bashed, so I'm not going to be afraid to put a couple of little tears like that in there. So just whatever you do, just do it gently, because it doesn't take a lot of pulling, and you know, it's quite easy to do too much, and the next thing you know, you've got two pieces of paper in your hand rather than one. We don't want that, do we? No. So I'm going to try the vintage photograph. I did that one there with the walnut stain ink, but I'm going to try this one with the vintage photograph, and we'll see then. Oh my goodness, you took myself out with a vintage pair of scissors then. That wouldn't have been a good end, would it? That's scary. Yeah, interesting morning this morning actually. I got up to a bit of a strange comment left on one of my videos, and I wasn't quite sure how to respond. So it was a bit like, oh, so it took me a little while to kind of get my head back into doing the video today, because I thought, oh, perhaps I'm not explaining myself very well, or I don't know, maybe just wasn't perhaps right in the right place. But I then had two messages in this morning from two very good friends of mine who I've met through this junk journals and YouTube, and the one lady, oh, she's lovely. She sells her own materials, and somebody left a comment on one of her posts on Facebook yesterday, bit of a derogatory comment, commenting on the price of her stock that she sells. She just sent me a bit of a message this morning. She was feeling a bit, oh, you know, and she just said, oh, you know, would I give her a bit of advice, and you know, what should she change? And I just said to her, you know, don't change anything. I said that what she does is marvellous. We all love what she does. We all love what she sells. That's why we all buy from her. And I told her, I said, I'd funny, I had a comment left this morning that was a little bit, oh, and I said, sometimes I don't know. I don't think people purposely set out to perhaps be a little bit sharp or to find fault, you know. But I have noticed a bit of a growing trend with, how can I put this? Well, negativity, negative comments, negative attitudes, perhaps. Let's put it like that. Does seem to start, it has started seeming to be a bit of a you know, a bit of a running thing at the minute, because I was watching another YouTuber last week, and she was quite upset, and she was sharing with everybody that you know, she'd had quite some unpleasant comments about her videos, and she, you know, quite personal about her really, and about what she does, and her work and the products that she sells, you know. And it had really gotten to her, and she was going through a particularly difficult time in her life at the moment as well, with, you know, family situations and one another. And you know, I think coming onto YouTube then, I think what a lot of people don't realise is that a lot of people who do YouTube do it for a bit of light relief. It's a way of you interacting with the world where it's a positive thing. Does that make sense? You know, you're not can I explain it? It's great if you're an introvert, because introvert people don't necessarily like conversation. It's the only way I can explain it. So sometimes you're okay to chat, but other times to be able to converse, which is a completely different thing to chatting away whilst doing something like this, it's not always easy for people. And you know, when you then get negative comments, negative feedback, it's the thumbs down that floors me. I cannot get my head around that. You know, I've had quite a few now, and I remember when I had the first one, and it was like, oh my gosh, it floored me. It's like, why would anybody press the thumbs down on the video, you know? And I just try and ignore it now, but it really does get to you, you know. You think, well, honestly, if the video is that bad, or there's something about it that is that awful, you know, just drop me a private message and, you know, help me put it right. But to just put a thumbs down as in, I don't like that, I find that really, well, unnecessary. I know Gail's had a lot of that over the years, and I know she's got quite upset about it, things and comments and things that have been said to her. And I just find that really unnecessary. If I click on a video on YouTube and it's not what I'm looking for, or not what I thought it was going to be, I just move on to the next one. I certainly would not take the time to put a thumbs down on somebody's YouTube video, because having done them myself now, I know how much time and effort and work goes into each one, and I wouldn't dream of doing that to somebody and making them feel that somebody was, you know, having a negative opinion about something that they'd worked really hard on. I just find that is not nice. There's no need of it at all. If you don't like what people are doing, what the videos that are being made, then just move on to the next one. There are literally, I don't know, I feel almost confident enough to say millions. Possibly, yeah, there's got to be. There are millions of videos on YouTube. There's bound to be the right one that you're looking for. You don't need to make people feel rubbishy in the quest to find what it is that you're trying to find. So please, if you are watching my videos and you want to leave me a thumbs down, please don't. I really don't like that. It's just not nice. And funny thing is, I find it upsets me more when they do it to Mum. I get a little bit defensive then, and I'm like, whoa, hold on a second now, because I know how much she's done to you know, how much she's overcome to be able to do that. It is terrifying when you first start doing YouTube videos. Really scary. And to get Mum doing that now, that's massive for her confidence. So people, please don't believe in thumbs downs on the videos. It's not nice. YouTube are really, they really make it very hard for us. We have to work so hard to get our videos seen. It's so hard, you know. It's hours of work every time you make the video, you edit the video, you have to upload the video. That's if everything is working fine and technology goes your way, and then you manage to get onto your laptop, and then when it's on the laptop you have to edit it on there, and then you have to do your thumbnail, and that's a whole different editing process again. And if you don't do a good thumbnail, they don't share your videos. And it's just this whole vicious circle. And then you have to promote it yourself, because if you don't promote it, nobody knows it's there. Then you have to work at what tags you have to find them, what hashtags you have to find. Oh my gosh, it's like a full-time job just to post a 15-minute video. It really is. Yeah, it's crazy. And then, you know, when you don't get any thumbs up and people don't click like, if you don't get any feedback, your video just basically gets shelved into obscurity and nobody sees it again. It just sits there then in your playlist. So, you know, if you don't get good responses from people, it's hard. It's really hard. So yeah, just seriously guys, if you get a second and you're watching people's videos, the first thing I do when I put a video on is press on a like. It doesn't matter what the video is about, I always just click on the like. And I very, very often leave a comment. The only time I don't leave a comment is if I'm watching something on the TV at night, because I can't do it on the television. But, you know, for those that are in the community, I will always pick up my phone and go and then leave the comment afterwards. You know, I don't, I wouldn't dream of not. I like them to know I've been there, I like them to know I've seen it. You know, and that's it really is, psychologically, it's massive. So for you that are avid YouTube watchers, and if you follow particular channels, let them know, you know, let them know you're there. It's great. I love it when we've got regulars that comment on our videos, and it's great. I love it when you know, you see the same names cropping up, and you know, a little bit of encouragement. Oh my gosh, it just goes so far. It really does. But not only that, it also helps us, helps other people find us, because if you guys don't say, yeah, I watched this and it was a good video, it was great, you know, I really enjoyed the content. It was nice to see, you know, our YouTubers again. If people don't do that, YouTube just think, oh well, nobody's said anything, nobody's done anything, it must be rubbish, we won't promote that. And that's it. Your 6 hours of that day that you spent crafting this video and making the mess in your craft room and uploading and promoting, it just was a complete waste of time. And you know, crikey, if you were doing that in a job and you were earning £200 a week doing it, great, but we don't. It's just nothing. The videos are for free. It's just because we enjoy doing it. So yeah, really need to, we just need to think perhaps how are we encouraging one another? I don't know. The lady who was talking on YouTube the other day, she didn't seem to think so. She felt that there'd been a change in our community of late, since COVID, I think, and that people weren't encouraging each other and they weren't helping each other out anymore. And that's not good, because when I joined this community, the thing that brought me into it was the feeling of another family, you know. It was, and I don't say that because I don't have a family, I have a lovely family, but this environment drew me in because it felt like being with a family. Everybody looked out for everybody, everybody had your back, everybody wants to encourage you, everyone wants to share what they know, and it's just amazing. And I've just met so many lovely people. But yeah, it'd be a shame if all that good work and, you know, all that went out the window and we kind of forgot, you know, what we were here for and why we're doing it, isn't it? So be kind, people, encourage, you know. And then on the other hand then, I had another message from another lovely lady who's I would now consider to be a friend. And she actually lives in Wales, which is lovely. And she messaged me today with some really lovely news, because she asked me for some advice a little while ago on how to sell her journals. So, you know, I'm no pro. I just told her what I know. And I said, you know, this is what we do. This is what we don't do. You might like to try this. You might not want to do that. And she messaged me this morning just to share with me the great news that she's sold 2 of her journals. And she's got 2 orders for more. How awesome is that? So I just thought that was brilliant. I thought it was really encouraging. It was really encouraging for her. And I felt encouraged too, because I thought, well, that's nice, because I feel like I kind of helped somebody there. And, you know, it's done something really good for them. And she's a lovely lady. She's, you know, she's bought us a coffee a couple of times, and she sends us stuff from our wish list. She really supports what we're doing. And now she's getting that back, because it's a kind of a principle, isn't it? When give out good, it comes back to us. Quite often, tenfold. I'm just going to fold that there because I can see on that scan that had been folded down. Oh my goodness, my tummy's rumbling. Oh my gosh, I'm surprised it's way beyond lunchtime. It took me an hour and a half to find my desk this morning under the mess, but I have actually got a nice tidy desk here now today. So I'm hoping to be able to feel a little bit more inspired. I don't know about you, but I find it very hard to feel inspired when my desk's a mess. I literally couldn't find anything filming my video yesterday. And that's not a good place to be, is it? Not a way to start. Right, so I've gone around now. I've wrapped up all these edges you can see here. I'm not going to tear too much. Now, what I can see, though, from the scan is old fold lines. So there's one there and there's one there. So I'm guessing at some point that document have done that. And I can also see another one there. Funny I was picked up on that. Okay, so I'm just going to go really carefully go across the edges. But like I say, not heavily inking. Just really just to get rid of that white from where the paper's been torn. Because that's where you get that lightness, isn't it? So that it looks like it's a clean cut kind of. So we just want to get rid of that. And then just go over what I've just looked up, and then I think that one will be done as well. And of course, other things that then you can add to these documents to make them really kind of vintagey is you know, like a rusty paper clip, or I know some of the documents that I've purchased in the past have got a rusty staple in them, and I've had to try and remove that. So you know, if you were to try and perhaps age some staples or some paper clips, that might be, again, something else that just gives it that edge. So I've got let's have a look on here. I'm sure I have got one of those little tiny little mini Tim Holtz ones. I think Mum got me those. And I'll just pop that on there. Ooh, come on you go. There we are. Now it looks like an old document. So there we go. Let me just move those out of the way a second. So they're the ones I haven't yet done. So what about that? How do you think these are looking now? They look a little bit more authentic. What do you reckon? I think so. Certainly feel it. We've got our hole here now again, and a little bit of torn paper there. That's been inked. That's been refolded back in the direction it was initially folded in, and again the edges have been scuffed, and again the same with the letter. So we've marked that a little bit where it was folded, and we've just gone around and scuffed the edges. We've taken a little chunk out of the one corner there, and then this one here, I folded it back down the original fold line, and I could see then there were little folds here and there, so I put those back in. And then I've just gone around very carefully inking around the edge. But I think that with those in a journal, I think it would be hard pushed to tell that they weren't the real thing. What do you reckon, guys? Okay, I'm going to leave it there because that's been a long video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you have been able to take some tips from it and learn some ideas from there. You know, I'm here if you want to ask any more questions. Like I said, chuck them in the comments below, and I will do my best to help you out. Other than that, everyone, have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for joining me again today, and we'll be back with you very soon. Take care now. Bye bye.